Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start with your biggest energy this week, your biggest obstacle, and what's coming towards you. And of course, who's in your energy. I always go through Aries through Pisces to see what to expect from the person on your mind this week. And I do a bonus yes, no at the end. I want to kiss you. All right, let's see where that's going. All right, look at this, sadness and regret. All right, so this is what's going on here. I feel like somebody's getting ready to write everything down, to spill everything, spill their heart, open up. And it could be both of you or the situation that you're in, kind of feeling it, feeling extra sentimental this week. We do have a lot going on, a lot of shifts, a lot of changes happening here, and a lot of reflection happening as we go getting ready for retrograde, and it's things that maybe weren't said that somebody really wants to say to you, and vice versa. You have some things that you feel like, I just want to be able to speak my mind. I want to be able to share my thoughts with you, but every time I have in the past, or every time I open up to somebody, it feels like I over explain and don't get anything, or I pour my heart out, and then it seems okay for a minute, but then it doesn't get anywhere. And maybe something got out of hand. Maybe you did pour your heart open, and you're waiting for a response, and you're feeling guilty or regretful that you sent something, or you opened your heart and you didn't get what you wanted back. But that to me feels like you're about to be, about to see a different perspective. Now, what it feels like is something's been really hard on both of you, or a relationship that you've been in. And you may have tried several times over and over to make something work, or maybe it's just some people give up at this point. You have faith in a situation so long, but after a while, you just do have to find some sort of closure. But every now and then it pays off. And we thought we were about to let go of a situation, and then somebody pulls through. It's almost like this magical moment where another person feels, right, the energy pulling away, and then they start to really think about where something you said really lands with them. All right, so I do feel like this week could be a week where you're getting somebody who is going to reciprocate, open up, and let you know how they really feel deep inside. So let's take a look at you first. Now, I do see somebody holding back from you that really wants to kiss you. All right. I just love saying that. Right. And so it tells me here that somebody's looking for true forgiveness with you. Somebody is hoping that you'll open up, warm up to them again. But I do get this vibe here that your person knows that it's, tread gently. You know what I mean? Don't just jump in and expect it. Tread gently. All right. So let's take a look at you. All right, Gemini. Too many cards flying. Look at it. I'm looking though, and it just looks like, it feels like you've had enough of the chaos. This is wild energy, right? This is, you just can't take anymore. And turning your back on something, or feeling like you should turn your back on it. It's like, I've learned my lesson, right? But I've learned my lesson. This is a lot of somebody processing too, awakening. So, the Tower card and the Eight of Swords tells me that somebody has broken through something with that Hierophant here. It's like, I'm starting to see where I may have said some things in the past. Maybe I was very neglectful of somebody else's feelings, right? But there's been enough time here for somebody here to really self-reflect. And somebody's leveling up here in your life, Gemini. Now, when I'm doing a reading and I'm talking about another person, or your person, or in your energy, like, honestly, I believe too, it's just your energy as well. And you're mirroring, you're feeling the same way. You're, ready to move forward in a better way. You're looking for more fulfillment and happiness in your life. But the good news here is this Tower and the Eight of Swords is telling me you're having a major breakthrough, an ascension, awakening of, what is not serving you anymore. With this Eight of Swords, it's like you're not stuck, right? And the situation's actually not stuck. So it feels like this could even be bigger than you think, especially with that Tower card showing up. The Tower card can be a wake-up call. It doesn't always mean you're in the process of losing everything, but it feels like, the universe is clearing everything out so you can evolve. Not so much like you're going through a destructive phase or you're falling apart. It's something else is falling apart, and it's big, and it's actually bigger than you think with that Tower card there. All right, so Aries energy and Taurus energy is showing up for you. And under my finger here is the Lover's card, Gemini, your energy. You're about to embark on what true healthy love looks like. And it feels like both, or whoever's coming into your life here, whoever you're dealing with, is also valuing and feeling the connection, as opposed to all these other fears and doubts from the past, right? It's like, there's even after the fallout, even after the awakening, even after all the chaos or the time that may have gone by with you guys, it's like I'm starting to see clearly that my heart keeps pulling me closer to you, and we're starting to see each other on a different level. All right, so there's a lot of growth here with this Lover's card showing up, and it's pure to me. It feels like we're in alignment, right? So that's why when I said the mirror effect, that's wild that came out like that. So your energy, ooh, the Death card. Talk about speaking major arcana today. All right, this is big shift, big transformation. This card here tells me enough's enough. You already know. You can't go back at this point. The Death card talks about many things, right? And it's a cycle ending, a psychological pattern ending. And once you get to this point and you know something, you can't dance that dance anymore. You already know the next move. So it's hard not to you can't hold yourself back when you're evolving. And at this point here, it seems like something really has come to an end. And this grieving, this sadness, right? And this guilt can also come from you feeling as though you've outgrown a situation, you've outgrown something, but your heart still wishes that it hadn't happened this way, right? And this is where it's actually a major transformation for you. The situation that you're currently dealing with isn't over, it's evolving. And so you and another person, are shifting into a new story. So we've got to grieve and cleanse all that other stuff that's happened. But usually that starts with a heartfelt conversation, somebody really showing up for you, and it has to feel real in order for this to happen. Somebody can't just come back and say, I've changed. All right. When you've come to a point of being the Death card, you can't fake it anymore. You can try to, but you'll just be more miserable. So when your person is in your energy, you know that they mean it. Your hearts are speaking together with that Lover's card. All right. So your biggest obstacle, the Wheel of Fortune. And let me get one more card for you, and the Ace of Cups. Look at this. All right, so you are about to see love start to open, the skies start to clear for you. This is refilling, your soul with true love, right? And reconciling with somebody. But the challenge is the Wheel card. You've been around this cycle too many times. You've been, going around in circles, and it looks as though finally, though, the consequences with that Hierophant you had, it's like, look, I learned this lesson. I don't know if I can do it again, right? And so this is where that moment of truth comes in. First of all, this is a turning point. So it's big because the major arcana is here. So this is your consciousness. This is you upgrading, leveling up, and you just can't do the same things over and over. And you're getting a chance this week here to have another go at a situation, to do it over and let love in. So it looks like love is beginning, and you may get some sort of offer here with this Ace of Cups coming in too. Now, for some of you, I'm going to say this just, so I can reach a lot of you with this reading here. If you're single and you are knowing that you have to let go of a situation because you're done, you're over it, you can't go back. All right. There could be new love coming in this week. So be open to somebody trying to, talk to you or connect with you, because this does show, something shifting shifting in your life and somebody taking actions towards you. But it does ask you to let somebody in too as well, especially if you're still trying to get back out there and you're still afraid, because this can be a sign that, whatever happened in the past really kind of let you down, and you just don't know if you want to open up your heart again to somebody new. So let's see the energy of the person coming towards you. I have the Seven of Swords showing up. Oh boy, they're trying to figure out, look at this, what to say to you. All right, this is somebody here that there's some trust issues here, right? Obviously, I see Seven of Swords is like, it can show up in many different ways. It doesn't mean your person has always deceived you or, but they just maybe have always been kind of, tiptoeing around what they really want to say. They're not always being completely transparent with you. And here we see somebody here that knows they need to be transparent with you. This feels like a very, very warm, deep conversation. You have the Ace of Cups and you have the Two of Cups showing up. So this week it's not only seeing this opportunity, but you're also they're reciprocating here. So it's somebody here who knows that they can't tiptoe around things anymore. They can't just keep things light or, try to give you a little bit. They have to be completely honest and raw and transparent with you this week. And this is where I'm seeing this transparency. You may see a side to somebody that you've never seen before. All right. You may see a side to somebody that you just didn't think was possible. All right. You got the Lovers card. You have the Two of Cups here, which is somebody that is like, I see you. And when I see you, I also see where I effed up or where I always screw up. Even if this is somebody who's new in your life, that same fear can come up. When they're with you or next to you, they could feel like you can see right through them, right? You have this way of just seeing bullshit or seeing lies. Now, bullshit and lies, right? That doesn't, a lot of you deal with or have dealt with a lot of people that have been pretty shady, right? And I get that. So that can be very triggering when I say that, right? But to be real with you, all of us wear a mask, right? All of us protect ourselves in so many ways. So we look at it and we justify it by protecting ourselves. So it's okay for us to have a mask. But really, we're not being honest with everybody because we're afraid to open up. Look at this. How many times have you opened up before? So you got to keep your guards up. You got to keep your barrier up, right? But this is where you both have to be raw and real with each other, and this is what I feel like is really happening for some of you. Now, this is a beautiful moment, and I wish this for everybody, but this may only be for some people where somebody here just finally it just feels like they let down everything they've been carrying, and they just are completely honest with you about their feelings. How do they view you? And I see the Eight of Pentacles. All right, what's your biggest challenge here with this person? Queen of Cups. It's the same story I'm getting here. Somebody sees you very focused and also very disciplined, right? They may even see that you work really hard on yourself, or you've been working really hard to keep yourself together, working on your life, and just very, very stable energy. I love this for this because somebody here, they see a lot of value with you. They see quality with you. They know that they could live comfortably with you or be in a steady, stable relationship with you. But also the challenge you're having though here, the Queen of Cups, it's like 1 minute, you may feel very sensitive to this person and you may feel like, nurturing the situation and you just wanted to get better, and you may give your heart, or you're used to giving your heart so much. But with this being the challenge too, it's like, it can also mean that you may shut down and you're just afraid to open up. This person really scares you because it looks like you really have fallen for somebody, or in the past you really have just fell hard for somebody. All right, this is very intuitive, loving energy, and this is also the challenge that you're going to have with this person is that you've got to continue to focus on your needs, your emotional needs, and not immediately forgive until somebody here really is being honest with you. So you're going to have to use your senses, and it's up to you whether you can trust this person person again. And this is also a very cautious kind of energy too. It's like, I'm not just going to jump in, but at the same time, I'm going to open up and allow this person to express themselves and allow them here with this Eight of Pentacles. It's telling me you've got to allow this person to take action. You have to see them put effort into it, right? Because they already know that you put so much effort into it in the past, or you put so much effort into this relationship. All right. So what to expect this week? I see a King of Wands here to wrap this up. You got Aries, Leo, Sag showing up for you. You really have somebody here coming in with an open heart. And that's the bottom line, Gemini. Totally open heart here, wanting to create something for the future with you. Strong fire sign. And I'm going to look at Aries through Pisces. But first I want to get... an oracle for you just to see what else is. You know, with that King of Wands there, it's just like, I don't know what you were dealing with before, you know, and sometimes pride and ego can get in the way with somebody. You know, they always want to be on top, you know, they don't want to be called out, right? Very prideful, right? And so this is where I'm seeing that you may see a side to somebody you've never seen before. It looks like your person here taking off the mask here, right? And really being vulnerable with you this week. I have stay true to you, find your center. And that's what I was trying to say here, you know, because it's easy to get swooped up in an energy like this. And this is the Wheel of Fortune here, you know, it's easy to jump back in and feel comfortable and feel love and energy again for this person, right? But at the same time, just, you know, for some of you, you really have to make sure that you're staying true to yourself and your feelings, because some people can come back around, and that Seven of Swords, you know, taking off their mask, but there are still people that can play a good game, right? And you want to be you just want to make sure you're taking care of you first, right? And that's what I'm getting for you. So let's look at Aries through Pisces, and you know, let's see the energy around this exposure, this coming clean, this transparency. You know, what would they tell you? All right. So if you're connected to an Aries, ego, you got the Devil. Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts, right? So it does seem like, here's the thing with this Devil card, right? It looks like Aries has going through an ego death, right? With this Death card here as well too. It just feels like I've let my pride and my ego get in the way. So this is why I think it's going to be, you know, an amazing week for some of you when it comes to an Aries here. You may see a side to your Aries that they may tell you their fears. They may open up and really tell you, you know, that they've just let so many things get in the way, and yet none of those things brought them any happiness. All right, Taurus. I see the Seven of Fire. Taurus being very, very defensive energy, you know, really wanted to call themselves out, really wanted to talk about the truth. You know, there could be a little bit of tension between you and a Taurus, because if there's been a lot of walls up and defensiveness with you and a Taurus, it feels like, you know, they're letting down their guards and they really want to express their truth to you. Gemini, the dreamer, you have the Fool energy. So the Fool energy with that Tower energy that I just pulled up for you is telling me that, you know, you're not necessarily starting at the beginning stages. You're moving home. You're getting closer to home than you think you are. And the Fool energy is always there. And it's saying now it's about taking a leap of faith and following your dreams. All right. An unexpected opportunity coming this week. Seeing things clear, something clearing up, and you able to move forward in a relationship, especially with another Gemini. Cancer, life experiences. There's that Tower card, Archangel Chamuel or Shamuel. I always say that two different ways. A significant life event happening this week with you and a Cancer. A powerful revelation that leads to change. You know, it's time to spread your wings here. You and Cancer moving forward. Leo, Archangel Gabriel, you got Hanged Man. It looks like a huge shift in perspective, that your Leo here especially realizing maybe they were being narrow-minded. Maybe they were only seeing their side of things and they weren't seeing the bigger picture. And things were quiet for a while, but it's about to change this week for you and a Leo. And it looks like this is where also I feel like you're going to see a side to Leo that you've never seen before. Now, Virgo, 9 of Pentacles, right? Virgo really stepping up. You may enjoy life with a Virgo this week. It feels like things may feel a lot settled. You feel like they're invested. They're seeing positive movement. They're really stepping up for you this week and grounding in on a relationship or really letting you know where they stand. Libra, 8 of Pentacles, right? So we're seeing here learning all there is to know about you, getting to know you, investing in you, feeling comfortable, getting back to the basics here with you and a Libra. So commitment here possibly with you and a Libra. Scorpio, 9 of Fire, not wanting to give up on this connection. It says believe in yourself, or I can see that you and a Scorpio may have been down a long road together, or you both maybe have dealt with several battles in your life. Just feels like a lot of pressure, and maybe you guys push that onto each other. Maybe there was a lot of pressure in this relationship, and now we're seeing here, your Scorpio, and maybe both of you realizing the pressure you were putting on one another. Neither of you want to give up, so you're about to see ultimate change here and get into that finish line here with Scorpio. Sagittarius, a new and exciting revelation, movement, date, whatever you want to call it. Page of Fire coming in here, very happy, very excited energy to see you. And wanted to wanted to get together. That's the I want to kiss. So for some of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Sagittarius wants to kiss you. Capricorn, the high priestess, got their eye on you. All right, they know they're just trying to gather. They're trying to figure out how to make it work, how to make it happen. All right, they're feeling a strong pull, a psychic pull towards you. And they know. It's like, I know what to do, but how do I make this happen? How do I do this? So you may have felt like they've been a little bit distant from you, and you may feel them in your energy. You feel a shift because it looks like a Capricorn's ready to make it happen with you. Aquarius, Page of Pentacles. All right, so good news around an Aquarius coming in too. They're wanting to do something different with you. They're wanting to try something new with you, and take the relationship in a new direction. Pisces, 4 of Swords. So Pisces had plenty of time to think about things. It seems like they're making a decision. They needed space, but they're making a decision about this connection, and feels like they've had enough time to really reminisce and think about the good times with you, or think about where this can go. So I'm going to do a little time frame for you. This is this week's reading, but if you have a question on your mind, I'm going to do a yes, no, and I'm going to do this little time frame for you. All right. Ask again with confidence and certainty of what you want. Time frame is within 4 months. Now your yes, no. Where is my yes? Oh, there it is. My yes, no deck. I'm going to pull a card from the middle. Yes, no. And you have a no for your question. Now, I have a Libra energy, I have Saturn energy, and I have 3 of Swords. What I'm seeing here is pain. I'm seeing sadness. I'm seeing process and feelings. I'm seeing somebody here doesn't like to be away from you, maybe even depressed and unhappy. And I see grief and sorrow. So it looks like somebody's been processing deeply the situation. And this is where we're reconciling, we're dealing with our feelings and reconciling and going back to the beginning. I feel like this just warming heart. Look at this Page of Cups at the bottom. A message coming through of somebody here really just wanting to open up their heart to you. All right, guys, I love you. Please take care till next time.